doing my VA.
Welcome to Boots on the Ground, the 15-minute briefing, your daily roundup on veterans housing, advocacy, and solutions. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, National Veterans Housing Advocate, and CEO of VetMentors, LLC. For more than 20 years, I've been on the front lines, housing over 5,000 homeless veterans and pushing for real change. In just 15 minutes, we'll cover today's wins, setbacks, and opportunities, from housing solutions and government policy to partnerships, publications, and training. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. Together, we're turning challenges into victories for veterans and their families. Let's begin.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome back. Welcome back to your to our. You're here with me and we're here together. Our 15 minutes boots on the ground. This is a 15-minute roundup to how my day went. Really, what do I do behind the scenes supporting this homeless veterans community, this community of homeless veterans. So what did I do? What did I do? Well, first of all, let me introduce myself to those of you who don't know me. My name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate and Consultant. My business, VetMentors, LLC, is SBA certified and VA verified. I've been housing homeless veterans for 22 consecutive years, and I was once a homeless veteran myself, more times than I can count, by the hands of an abuser. Oh, so I would go to the VA and they would always turn me away because there were no social workers who were skilled enough to say, hey, let me check in the community to see if there are any resources. So I wrote this book to help social workers, case managers, human care professionals, first responders find resources lickety splits. Oh, I do a lot in the community now, as I have in the past, but it looks a little bit different. In the past, I've housed, along with other realtors, about 50 realtors who I trained and taught to house homeless veterans in different offices that I created, and trained the leasing agents back in the day to do. So we've housed over 5,000 homeless veterans. And now I'm doing the same thing with a cherry on top. I'm doing it now nationwide. And nationwide looks more like education in all of these publications that I wrote. It's about 10 of them already, and I'm not done because working with homeless veterans for 22 years, I have a lot of information that I need to get out of my head because otherwise it just stirs around and goes nowhere. It helps those right in front of me. Let me make sure I have the comments turned on over here. I do. Oh, thank you all for joining today from YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and on TikTok. Thank you all for being here. Again, my name is Yvette Jones Swanson, and I am the National Veterans Homeless Housing Advocate and Consultant. My business, VetMentors, LLC, is certified by the SBA and verified by the VA. I'm also a government contractor. And that's what I'm here to talk to y'all about today, is where is the money, finding the money. So what I do in the community besides write, because you go to the site, the website, or Amazon and buy my books, I get paid that way for educating you all. So go get some books if you want. If you are a realtor, let me just slow down. The realtors, I wrote a book for y'all too. And this book was approved by the IDF-PR as a 3-hour, but I'm putting it back in as a 6-hour because the 3-hour pilot that I did was clearly not enough. This book is for those who say, Yvette, I want to house homeless veterans. Okay, so here's the book. This book has about 7 or 8 different, and you can always mix and match the models, and it walks you through step by step. And this book is also on Amazon. This came out as the #1 in the veterans on Amazon. #1 veterans, no, military. I'm going to do a new cover and put it on there. Military something history. And this book, Finding Home, I just did a talk about this book on Amazon, not Amazon, on YouTube, on all of these platforms today. But go back on YouTube and watch Finding Home and how I teach you how to find these resources worldwide for our homeless veterans. So with that being said, I am a contractor, right? And in order for me to get paid working with an organization or with an agency like the VA, like DOJ or DHS or CHA or Cook County or any of those agencies, I have to let them know what I'm doing out here and then engage the proper way. So what's the proper way? What is the proper way? For six weeks, I was in a class with the VA Ostabu office, and this was my class right here for 6 weeks, right? So the same way people look for jobs, you send a letter. I also wrote a book about that too. We engage similarly, but what my class taught me was an engagement format. And that engagement format was so seamless in the 28 letters that I wrote yesterday. 28 letters to engage with the community for contracts, because coming on live and talking to y'all, that's not getting it out to an agency like Volunteers of America. Volunteers of America is nationwide. So if I get a contract with Volunteers of America, go into Volunteers of America and train their social workers how to go in the community and be effective with what they're receiving all of this money for. Volunteers of America in Alabama received 7,905,048. Volunteers of America in Alabama. You think $7 million would have housed all of those homeless veterans in Alabama, right? No, it didn't. No, it didn't, because everybody wasn't effective. And not only that, I can go into a whole detail about where I think a lot of this money goes, but I'm not here for that. What I'm here for is to send engagement letters as a contractor to these organizations to let them know that I have the training that the staff can take right here on site and have a program guidebook to take home and continue reading and have it as a reference, because it is a book where notes need to be taken. So everything I'm telling you all is notes, so anyway, but everything I'm telling you is brand new. So no matter what questions you have for me, believe me, it is in a book. You want to know, why is a veteran homeless? What makes it so difficult for veterans to get housed? It's in a book. It's in Finding Home. Think about it. If you're a homeless person, what don't you have? Money. So that's a barrier. You may not have good credit. So that's a barrier. How do you resolve those barriers? You have to learn. So that's why I didn't answer any questions today, because typically that's what the questions are. So, but I just, again, want to thank you all for being here. And if you have not click to join and follow me, please do that at this time. But just know that there is help for you and for all of you who say you want to house homeless veterans. I want to house homeless veterans. Get the book. It's a guide. It walks you straight through. It walks you straight through. I've been doing this for 22 years. In 22 years, I've never came on anybody's platform to talk about what I do, because it's too much. It's too much. Realtors ask me all the time, Yvette, how do you get paid housing homeless people? How do you get paid housing homeless veterans is a different question. I mean, housing homeless people, they have their funding, but I know where funding is to house homeless veterans. So how do I get paid as a realtor housing homeless veterans? I create a transaction. I create a transaction with the landlord because that homeless veteran is coming with resources to pay the rent. And that rent then becomes commission. I created that transaction. I procured that transaction. So that's how I get paid housing homeless veterans. But where do you find the money, Yvette? Oh, it's all over the place. As veterans, we are recipients. And I hold my head up high when I say that because we are recipients of Uncle Sam. You may not like him sometimes, and sometimes I don't either. I didn't like him from 1994 until 2019 when I got my first 50%. I didn't like him, but look, Uncle Sam. Oh, thank you, Uncle. I got my 50, and now it's gone up. Everything that Uncle Sam from the federal government, the state, the county, all of these agencies that receive $3.2 billion and the agencies that are receiving for the next fiscal year $4.8 billion to support us, to support homeless veterans in the community. When you know where the money is, then you can make money as a realtor. When you know where the agencies are, then you can go fill up your shared living homes for these veterans. And this is how you learn. I want to thank y'all for being here. It's about 5:30, and I think I have talked enough. Oh, we still have, nope, there you go, 15 minutes. Oh, no, we still have 3 minutes. So, okay, I'll continue talking. My watch must be fast. So, all right, I'll answer some questions if anybody has any questions, comments, or concerns. Oh, thank you, Kavan Tover, for loving the live. Let me see. I have no questions over here on YouTube. All right, y'all usually bombard me. Are my comments turned on? All right, then we'll go over here. Do y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns on TikTok? I want to turn the camera around. That's basically how my day went. Oh, wait a second. Something else happened today. Ooh, I wrote it down. I created another book because it's my publishing company. I can do that. And it's not on the back of here, but that's me on the back of all of my books that I so lovingly create for you all. So I created this so I can keep all my notes in one place instead of putting them in notebooks here and there everywhere. At least I'll know that I have my book and everything is in it. I'll put the date on the front and the end date. So yesterday I sent out 28 collaboration letters. They went to IDA, an real estate associate. They went to agencies that have so much value packed into. Thank you. They have the funding to support these homeless veterans if they're homeless or if they need financial services or whatever services they have. I contacted them yesterday to let them know some of them already know I'm in the community, but I want them to know that I'm in the community as a contractor and this is how I get paid from you. And then I also sent out 14 letters to universities and colleges because for 13 consecutive years, I would take a team. I started by myself and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't talk about loans. I can't talk about anything other than real estate as a realtor. So I had to start bringing in other professionals. But we did these veteran housing and home buying workshops for 13 years at the VA and the Vet Center and at the city colleges and at suburban colleges, at municipalities, and then COVID hit and that just wiped everything out. So I brought myself online simply because I got sick and I couldn't do the things I used to do in the community live. But, now that I'm back from a heart attack, COVID-19, pneumonia, and a stroke, I'm back. So now I can engage and bring my team to engage in the community. So with that said, I want to thank you all for being here to see how my day wraps up after day working in the veterans community. Oh, I just told y'all that agencies, the engagement letters. Yeah. Ciao for now. See y'all Friday. Let me place the media. Oh, I put some new media up. One moment, please. Veterans have, let me see, what is this? Let me turn the camera around. Flip the camera. What is this one? Veterans have, from homeless to home ownership. Veterans should not have to suffer because agents don't know how to connect a homeless veteran with real estate, but it goes together. A homeless veteran with resources can rent an apartment, depending on the resource they have. It could be a HUD-VASH voucher. It could be any SSVF form of resource. It could be anything. It could be a pre-approval. When I tell people veterans have resources to move, all it takes is for a realtor to know how to use those resources. Well, I shouldn't just say how to use those resources, because some of them don't know how to go and find those resources. So that's what this book is for. Hold on a second. That's what this book is for. Always learning something new from these briefings. Thank you. And then, what's the most encouraging trend you've seen in veteran support recently? Housing. These tiny homes and these other homes that are opening up in the community, that's wonderful. But who has that? What all communities or businesses or people who want to do housing, who has that type of funding? So those are wonderful trends that are happening, but everybody in the community doesn't have that same capacity to going out and get a Home Depot to fund $1 million project, or working with Chase Bank. Every person who says they want to do veterans housing don't have that capability. But they do have the capability of buying a house or renting a house to do shared living models for veterans. You can rent a house for $1,500 or $1,700 and put 2 beds and fix it up really nice for veterans to be. So that right there could become the trend in everybody's community. Thank you for that question. All right, so I'm done. I've got other things to do. Let me see if I have another new shared living models. Here it is.
My book is now a top new release on Amazon in United States military veterans history. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran and wife of retired Army Master Sergeant Stephen Swanson. It's my honor to keep serving our homeless veteran community. This guide is the blueprint for housing solutions, from homeless and senior veterans to women, disabled, justice-involved, and LGBTQ+ heroes. Order today on Amazon and be part of the movement. Together, we can make sure no veteran is left behind.
Yep.
Across America, too many of our heroes return home only to face another battle, the fight for stable housing. Veterans are overrepresented in the homeless population, often caught in a system that is complex, slow, and full of barriers. At VetMentors, we're changing that narrative. For over 20 years, we've been boots on the ground, not just identifying the problem, but building real solutions. That's why we created the U.S. Military Veterans Educational and Resource Guidebook series, a groundbreaking collection designed to educate, equip, and empower. These guidebooks are written not only for veterans, but also for the communities, organizations, and leaders who serve them. From step-by-step housing models to funding strategies, this series gives social workers, case managers, realtors, and first responders the tools they need to act with speed, dignity, and impact. VetMentors believes housing is not charity. It's a mission, a responsibility, and a pathway to restoring honor. Every guidebook in this series is a resource designed to make sure no veteran is left behind, and no community has to say, "We didn't know how to help." This is how we turn challenges into victories. I'm Yvette Jones Swanson, Army veteran, CEO of VetMentors LLC, and I invite you to join us in rewriting the story for America's veterans.